Shares of GIG Capital 3, the blank check company, are up 30% over the past month and a half in anticipation of electric vehicle SPAC merger, and that's going to be with Lightning eMotors. We have the co-founder and CEO Tim Reeser joining us this morning. Tim, you guys announced the news yesterday that the merger is happening. You'll be coming to the public markets, and forgive me, but there's a long list of SPACs and electric vehicle stories. So I want to start by having you just outline specifically what you guys do at Lightning eMotors.
Thank you, Oliver. We're excited to be here, and I think the biggest thing to understand is we do different vehicles than what you normally see. So when you think about Lightning eMotors, think about electric ambulances, think about electric coaches, and think about electric shuttle buses. We're doing the stuff no one else is doing and no one else wanted to do, and we're doing it well, and we're already on the road today.
So right now, Tim, this is about taking vehicles and making them electric, right? You're not making cars, you're not making ambulances, you're taking the ambulances and making them run EV.
Correct. We take a chassis, that chassis may be a bare bones chassis, or it may be a vehicle that's already a shuttle bus or already a coach or already an ambulance. In either case, we take those vehicles or those chassis and we electrify them. We not only do the simple stuff people think about, like put a motor in there, put a battery in there, that seems simple. But when you think about how are you going to build an 800-volt electric heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system for a motor coach or a shuttle bus, those are the things we do, tie it all together with software that makes it all work elegantly for the customer.
Now, are you buying the vehicle from the company and then giving it back to the company? As if you take, say, a chassis from Ford and soup it up, you sell it back to them and they will put it in an electric fleet?
So typically we get a vehicle from a chassis from somebody like Ford or Hino or a Suzu, and we take that chassis and we do all of the work to make it into an electric vehicle. And that electric vehicle, again, in purpose may be an ambulance, it might be a bucket truck, it might be a delivery truck with a refrigeration system on it. So typically we buy that as a chassis and we sell it as a complete vehicle to a customer. Now we do have a second line of work, which is we build powertrains for original equipment manufacturers in this space. So you think about specialty vehicle manufacturers like Rev Group, who build these kind of vehicles. We also provide OEM powertrains to those sorts of companies who will install our powertrain in the vehicle on their assembly line and deliver that vehicle to their specific customers.
Okay, so right now, do you have specific partnerships, agreements for a certain amount of material that you're buying, a certain amount of components that you're buying from certain companies? Walk me through who your major partners are right now, and whether or not this is set in stone for some set period of time. You get X number of chassis.
Yeah, so on both sides of the business, when we think about the side where we're assembling vehicles, we have partnerships with Ford. We're an EQVM partner with Ford, who buys chassis from them, whether it's a class 3 van chassis all the way up to class 4, 5, 6 chassis, which are larger chassis used for things like shuttle buses and delivery trucks. We have a contract where we basically buy those chassis. We have contracts where we're able to buy those, obviously at wholesale dealers, wholesale opportunities from dealers, and move those through our assembly line. And we build those today, and we contractually are able to get those vehicles without an issue. When we think about our OEM partners who buy our powertrain to install in their vehicles already, people like ABC Coach today who buy powertrains from us, and we have contracts with them as well for specific numbers of vehicles and kinds of vehicles where we provide the powertrains like you see in the picture there that go right into those vehicles, whether it's a brand new vehicle or a repowered opportunity.
And in terms of capacity for doing this, how much, say, on an annual basis can you handle right now? Are you planning on building more? Walk me through what you're able to do. Seems like the tech is there, the relationships are there. What about scale?
Yeah, Oliver, Lightning eMotors loves the chance to talk about this because you see the picture in my background on my Zoom. That is really our factory building real trucks. So this isn't hypothetical or speculative or a factory we're building. We already have a factory today with a capacity to build a little over 1,000 vehicles today. The great part about this campus we're on, are on a campus that originally was Hewlett-Packard Agilent. It was vacated by them about 10 years ago. We've been able to refurbish this million square foot campus and take over parts of it as we've gone along. So we just signed a lease for another 150,000 square feet on this campus, which puts us a little over 250,000 square feet. So we'll continue to grow with expectations by 2025 to be doing 25,000 both powertrains and vehicles by that time. But today we're already have capacity and are already building vehicles as we speak right this minute.
Tim, do you have a timeline for profitability? Walk me through what you expect in 2021.
2021, we expect to still be EBITDA negative, but making great progress. Again, we have revenue today. We've had revenue for the last several years, but it's growing at an extraordinary rate. And then as we get into 2022, we expect to be EBITDA positive in 2022.
What kind of revenue growth do you think you expect in 2021? What have you told analysts in terms of expectations?
Yeah, the obviously expectations are all over the place, but COVID being the biggest variable that we all debate, and COVID for us has been a exciting place in the fact everybody's seen what's happened to last mile delivery, and that business is taking off like a rocket. But the other side of COVID is supply chain. Can we get all the equipment to grow at this extraordinary pace? So you'll see us talk, depending on the COVID variable at the given time on supply chain. We have the orders to grow at a 600 to 700% rate in 2021, but obviously then it comes down to can we get the supply chain and all the parts to make it happen, and that's the intense work that's going on. And part of the benefit, obviously, of being public is better access to that supply chain and easier access to get more inventory and buy it sooner.
Just want to make sure I heard you clear before we say goodbye, Tim. Did you say that you could expect hundreds of % revenue growth next year?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
If the supply chain goes well and you can get the parts that you need. Okay. This is going to be a fun story to track. Looking forward to having you back on, Tim. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Oliver. Appreciate it very much.
And congratulations, Tim Reeser, as a co-founder and CEO at Lightning eMotors. You have to get a watch list of these companies because they are hitting the market fast.